Okay. Oh, we get one light like that and one like that. Kind of. That's tricky, huh? Okay. Okay, you guys. So, let's see here. Let's start with.
Oh, she has one of them.
Everybody, we're doing the sheep brain.
You guys, I don't know if you can all see. So if you're on the periphery here and you can't see, then I'll go over this again. Okay. Okay. So this thing here is the pituitary gland, exactly. On some of these brains, you may not see this because sometimes when the dura mater is removed, it will pull the pituitary off. So you may not see it, but I think you guys have probably all had a brain that has had the pituitary attached. Okay, so that's it. Just anterior to that, this thing is
Optic chiasm.
optic chiasm. You can say chiasma or chiasm either way. Okay, this thing here that's usually torn, like this one is the olfactory bulb. This is really kind of delicate tissue, so it's often torn, but it's actually pretty big in the sheep. It's bigger than it is in humans because they rely more on smell than we do. Okay, so that's it. Okay, let's see here. This area right here, this really round structure is, this is the thalamus. Right below that would be hypothalamus. So if you find the thalamus and you find the pituitary, you know the hypothalamus is right between them. Okay? Let's see here, right kind of between the thalamus and, yeah, the corpora quadrigemina is a pineal gland. I think it actually is. Maybe, yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Pineal gland.
Yeah, now this actually right here is a really good choroid plexus. You can see it really well. This is from the third ventricle. Okay, so the third ventricle is right in this area. It's in the diencephalon, but this is the roof of the third ventricle where the choroid plexus is, and that's what that is. It looks like blood vessels, and that's what that is. Yeah, we'll put him back in there. Okay. Okay, so this is the corpus callosum.
Corpus callosum.
Yeah, kind of hard to see on the sheep brain. C-shaped, and the tract that goes down is the fornix. Right between them, this thin membrane here is
Septum pellucidum.
septum pellucidum. Okay, septum pellucidum. Let's see here. So again, thalamus, hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal gland. Okay, now here, this whole area here is the midbrain, right? Okay. Here, these little bumps are corpora quadrigemina. The superior bump is called
Superior
superior colliculus. This is
Inferior colliculus.
Right below that would be that kind of groove right here is that's a cerebral aqueduct. Right. Remember that is in the midbrain, cerebral aqueduct. On some of these brains, it looks kind of flat. On some, you see a real, like a kind of a channel traveling through here, a little groove. That's a cerebral aqueduct. Below that, this is...
Mesencephalon?
Now remember that this whole area is the mesencephalon, or midbrain. This part of it is the cerebral peduncle. Yeah, this is not labeled on your photograph of your sheep brain. They're pointing here, and they call the whole thing the midbrain. I mean, the label that's here says midbrain, but this whole thing is the midbrain. This is a cerebral peduncle.
Towards the lateral.
It's more inferior in the sheep. In humans, it's the more anterior part of the midbrain.
Okay.
Okay? And this is the pons. This next little bump here is
Medulla.
the medulla. And you know this whole thing is
Cerebellum.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the cerebellum. It got kind of messed up. Okay, and these little folds. Folia. Yeah, this one I think is a little bit better. Okay, what is the white matter here called?
Arbor vitae.
Arbor vitae. Okay, and the strip of tissue that's right in the center,
The vermis.
right there, is the vermis. Yeah. Okay, so on this, we can see a little bit of the dura mater. So just for fun, what is that piece of dura mater in the transverse fissure here? Tentorium cerebelli. Right, and you can see a little bit of the sinus. What is that sinus?
Superior sagittal sinus.
Superior sagittal sinus. Very good. And I think that's it.
Is there an infundibulum?
Yeah, it would be in here connecting the...
So we're
Right
not
there,
gonna
I guess.
ask for that.
Oh, okay. What about the
No.
different types of ventricles? Are you going to ask us those?
Uh,
Not on the brain.
Where's the optic chiasm?
I think it's on your list. We'll just run through this real quick. This ventricle here.
Fourth ventricle.
Again, this is cerebral aqueduct. This one is, well, the one that's right in the midline.
Third ventricle.
And right here.
The
Oh,
lateral
I'm sorry.
ventricle.
Yeah. Lateral. Yeah, I was agreeing. Lateral. Okay.
Is it the optic?
Do you guys have any other questions on
Where's
that?
the optic chiasm again?
In the front.
Right there.
Oh.
The back is the optic.
And that's
Yeah,
the pituitary
that's the
gland right underneath it?
Just anterior. Oh, what was that?
The pituitary?
Yeah.
It's really big.
Where's the mammillary body?
It's right there. Right there. It's not very big on this one.
Mammillary body.
Right below the hypothalamus.
Yeah. On this side, it's right there.
It's a small little bubble.
Okay. You guys have any other questions?
And you're not going to ask us about the different types of matter, I mean, meat.
The
Matter. That's it.
layers of the meninges? No, it's,
Sometimes you can see the arachnoid.
you can see the arachnoid here. It's this shiny stuff. Yeah.
And the dura is the thick white.
Maybe extra credit.
What was it?
It's the arachnoid. It's on your list for the sheep brain. It's just,
You need that.
You have to probe it to see it.
yeah, it's kind of hard to see. It's hard to point out because it's clear.
You can always put your retractor in it. And like,
Yeah. The retractor.
Cool.
That sounds like a scary piece of surgical equipment, huh? The retractor.
I know.
Okay, guys, any other questions on the sheep brain?